Paris Saint-Germain, Olympique de Marseille. The showdown between France's most successful club and the only French club to have claimed Europe's brightest star. The intense sporting rivalry between these two giants of French football ignites the passion of fans and captivates an entire nation. In the capital's Parc des Princes or velodrome on the Mediterranean coastline, fixtures of passionate showdowns, emotion-packed every season. Let's delve into some of the league classics played out on the Parisians' turf. Back to the 1980s, and PSG under François Borrelli is starting to establish a reputation in France and in Europe. However, the club faces competition from another in the city, Racing Club de France, supported by Jean-Luc Lagardère. That puts a strain on PSG's finances and hinders progress. Jacques Chirac, then mayor of Paris, seeks a buyer to make PSG the capital's premier club. Canal+ seizes the opportunity and makes the investment. Michel Denisot is appointed club president, a nomination that even Bernard Tapie, his Marseille counterpart, welcomes. The two men devise a joint strategy, pitting PSG against a resurgent OM to ignite a rivalry between the two powerhouses and provide the French Championship with its grandest spectacle. We start in 1992 in a pre-Christmas gift for the fans. Third-place PSG host fifth-place OM with a game in hand on matchday 19. Raymond Goethals' men against a PSG side led by Arthur George. In the pre-match, the Portuguese coach had declared that his team would dominate OM, a statement that was always going to ignite the tension. And right from the off, OM set the tone. Players from both sides going all out in every duel, the match turning into a number of personal vendettas. Eric Dimeco, involved in every dirty trick, avoids a red card amid howls of home fan derision inside the Parc des Princes. But in the middle of this chaotic battle, Marseille punishes PSG from a set piece. Alain Boksic finding the net in the 21st minute with his 7th goal of the season. David Ginola finds himself targeted by the Marseille defenders, fouled almost every time he touches the ball. Despite a few attempts in the second half, the scoreline remains unchanged. Marseille victorious with a 1-0 scoreline in a match that will be remembered as an absolute bloodbath. 55 fouls committed, yet not a single red card shown, and a significant turning point in the history of PSG-OM encounters. David Ginola was my designated opponent. He was the star, epitomising PSG's flamboyance, whilst I was the tenacious little brat. Our duel was a microcosm of PSG-OM clashes. Ten years on, both teams have undergone significant transformations. The show ready to begin with the artists taking centre stage. Ronaldinho has arrived in the capital over a year ago, illuminating the league with his genius. After a debut season where he netted 9 goals and provided 7 assists, he began his second campaign cautiously. However, this match was unlike any other. When he found the net in the 15th minute, his celebration was contagious. Even coach Luis Fernandez breaking into a samba that immediately became part of PSG legend. That night, Ronaldinho was unstoppable. Marseille's defenders resorting to fouling him to stop a player as technically gifted and powerful. So when Ogbesh won a penalty in the 37th minute, there was no doubt about who would take it. The Brazilian World Cup champion extending the lead. In the 82nd minute of play, Cardetti was set up by Heinze. 3-0 to PSG, the party now in full swing. Paris Saint-Germain remain unbeaten at home and claim the top spot in the Ligue 1 table. Having netted 8 goals and provided 8 assists, at the end of the season Ronnie will leave for Barcelona to continue scripting his legendary tale in Spain. The Classique is also about players who've donned the shirts for both teams, among them Jaume Leroy, Gabriel Heinze, Edouard Cissé. However, in this clash, all Parisian eyes are fixed on Fabrice Ferrez. After 2 seasons in Paris, he'd switched to OM and professed his love for his new club. OM has always been the club of my dreams. It was seen as a genuine betrayal in the eyes of the PSG fans, who welcomed him back with the utmost hostility. It spills onto the pitch. After a quarter of an hour, Sylvain Armand takes down his former teammate and is shown a red card, something that was perhaps bound to happen. On the half-hour mark, Pauletta showcases his sheer genius, a curling shot that leaves Barthez speechless. The Azores Eagles spreading his wings as the hosts, down to 10 men, take the lead with a goal that has gone down into PSG OM legend. OM responds swiftly though, and Laurent Batles beats Letizi with a well-placed shot. All square as the players head back to the changing room. Then, no sooner does Edouard Cissé come on from the bench, he gives the World Cup winning keeper in the Marseille goal no chance with that shot. And PSG are back in front. In the 74th minute, Ferrez is about to take a corner when he is substituted off, leaving the pitch to a memorable chorus of boos. The Parisian fans exacting their revenge. As their side claims a courageous 2-1 victory. In 2006, the allowance for Marseille fans is cut in half at the park, leaving them severely outnumbered by the host Parisians. Marseille's president Pape Diouf sounds the alarm over this perilous situation and makes the bold decision not to allow his club to send the first team to the capital. It was a daring gamble for OM, who hold a mere 2-point lead over their rivals. Accompanied only by a handful of substitutes hungry for game time, the reserve team players are making a leap of 4 divisions to confront the Parisian stars. But amidst the disapproving jeers, they leave the Parc des Princes with a hard-earned point. In 2010, a whole new narrative, as Marseille descended upon the capital in a position of power. Their sole objective, the title. Having been behind Bordeaux by a staggering 9 points at one stage, now they had a golden chance to reclaim top spot if they could win at the home of their rivals. Guiding the teams are Didier Deschamps and Antoine Kombouaré, 2 revered figures from their clubs' respective histories, both of them club legends. Hatem Ben Arfa was born in the Paris suburbs, but it doesn't stop him from ruthlessly punishing Adel to score with Marseille's first opportunity of the game. PSG exert pressure, looking for an equaliser. Steve Mandanda, though in his element, thwarting all the Parisian endeavours. Then another former Parisian, Heinze, hits the woodwork, narrowly missing the breakthrough just before half-time. Just shy of 10 minutes into the second half, Marseille capitalise on Adel's momentary lapse to double their advantage through Lucio Gonzalez. After that, Benoit Cheroux steps forward, capping a Marseille exhibition. OMC's top spot in Liga and keep hold of it for the rest of the season, leading Les Olympiens to their 9th French Championship title, even completing a double by winning the League Cup as well. October the 4th, 2015. For over 4 years now, the capital club has been under Qatari ownership, bringing in such prominent figures as Ibrahimovic, Cavani, Di Maria. The Parisian Armada dominates the league with a 12-point advantage over their rivals. Moreover, Paris Saint-Germain has secured 7 consecutive victories against OM. However, it was Marseille who sparked the first fire. Michy Batshuayi seizing the opportunity to defy the odds and breaking the deadlock in the 30th minute. The lead is short-lived though. Just 11 minutes later, Marseille shooting themselves in the foot inside their own penalty area, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic reigniting the clash. 1-1 and then 2-1 in favour of Paris Saint-Germain after a fresh foul in the box right before the half-time whistle. This time the Swede's 110th goal elevating him to the status of the club's all-time leading scorer, surpassing Pauletta. PSG going on to clinch the title, 31 points above their Lyon pursuers, with Marseille 13th. The story of another clash unfolded in an unprecedented health context, with the clash played without their fanatical fan bases. With Mbappé sidelined, PSG relied on the comeback of Neymar and Di Maria to the starting lineup. In just 3 seasons, this dynamic duo have amassed an impressive tally of 78 goals, 59 assists, donning the Parisian colours. Such statistics bound to unsettle the visitors. Despite being shaken up in the game, Marseille find a way to respond with set pieces. Florian Thauvin stunning the host with a strike just after the half hour. As the second half begins, Thomas Tuchel's hosts are determined to find a way back into it. Marseille had failed to taste victory against the Parisians in their last 20 encounters, so they were absolutely delighted to finally end that unwanted run here. I say delighted, but the match actually ended in confusion, with 5 red cards brandished. But for the first time in a decade, OM come away from the Parc des Princes with a victory. And at the end of the campaign, Paris Saint-Germain witnessed the title slipping away from them, an unusual sight in the QSI era. Meanwhile, despite the satisfaction here, Marseille settled for a 5th place finish at the end of the season. Paris Saint-Germain against Olympique de Marseille, a duel of 2 teams vying for national glory. Irrespective of form or positions in the table, their clashes are always unpredictable, with the spectacle guaranteed. This fervent rivalry that turns each meeting into an event in themselves within a landscape of French football as a whole.